What's your example of sexism in everyday life?
My husband and I went to a casual party. We were the youngest couple, mid-30s. We were chatting about how we have the chores divided. I'm a terrible cook and my husband is a great cook, so he does all the cooking. The faces of the older crowd was what I can only describe as flabbergasted. You could literally feel the awkwardness in the room. It wasn't much fun after that.
Had a customer drop a wine bottle by my checkout lane. It was actually quite impressive. He dropped it, almost caught it on the top of his foot, and then it bounced off. Anyways, I was over sweeping up the broken glass when another customer comes over and starts scolding me for doing a man's job. I'm female. I'm sweeping. Even if jobs are gender specific, you've got your stereotypes backwards.
My father received an endless stream of sexist bullshit when he chose to stay at home with me. My mother was very insistent on no daycare, and her job had better benefits than dad's did. His friends gave him lots of shit for babysitting.
I'm a fifth-year medical student. I'll be a doctor in less than 2 years. People still refer to me as nurse, and the other men that I'm in the same room with are called doctors automatically, as long as they're wearing a white coat. I highly respect nurses, I just hate this type of presumption.
When my wife is out, she is frequently asked, "If you're here, who is looking after your baby?" Me. The baby's father. That's who.
I work at a liquor store, and you would be amazed how many men have to justify purchasing wine, or really anything that isn't beer or whiskey, by saying it's for their wife. GF, I say let people get drunk on whatever they want. End drink shaming in 2020.
Assuming I know nothing and you can take advantage of me when I bring my car to the shop. I know I don't need that $1,000 flux capacitor you're trying to sell me.
I work in a hospital, and it is surprising how often female doctors are decredentialed in everyday conversation. They are referred to by their first names or nicknames, while the male physicians are referred to as Dr. last name. It is just weird.
I'm a woman that's decent at fixing the ultra-basic tech issues at work, like computer not connecting to the TV right, printer crap, formatting stuff, etc. And I was never allowed to fix things and just had to watch the men allowed to help. Same work status men, not IT guys, fail repeatedly until one man told the man that ran the store he had to let me fix things cause they were wasting too much time. I would basically beg to be allowed to help out of sheer frustration, so it's not like boss man didn't know I could fix stuff. Once we sat through a whole financials meeting with no visual on the numbers because one of the men allowed to help plugged both ends of the HDMI into the TV.
Try to plan a wedding as a groom. Literally no one will talk to you without the bride present. Sometimes they won't even talk to you if she is present. Edit. The number of people defending or making excuses for the sexist shit from the wedding industry in a thread about sexism is amazing.
I travel for work, and people make assumptions that it's inherently bad for my toddler to be without me for 3 to 7 day stretches once a month. They never say that when it's her dad out of town, you all had to upvote this and draw the wackos into my comments, you lovely wankers.
My 34-year adult brother thought that when he moved in with me I would just cook all of his meals and clean up after him. I'm his older sister, not his maid.
Dinners with my family, dad gets mad at me for relaxing and not helping cook clean. Both brothers are also relaxing and nothing is said to either of them. Edit. A lot of people are bringing up men in yard work, men's work. No one should be assigned chores based solely on their gender. I loved yard work growing up, and would fight to have mowing as my chore. Plenty of men out there hate yard work but would love to be in the kitchen. Yes, it goes both ways, and both ways are sexist.
Women and heart attacks, including pain resulting in massive heart scarring. You're too young to have a heart attack. This has killed plenty of young women, and others were found to have severe scarring before 50. Tests show no threat in the blood either, but visuals show the severe scarring, and one woman grabbed equipment so the nurse could see she was right in the middle of a heart attack. Doctors, take that chest pain seriously. Hysterical women should be an outdated phrase.
As a woman, my pain doesn't get treated seriously. I had very bad lower belly pain recently. The problem is that it coincided with my period. But it wasn't cramps, this I knew. Just the worst pain I've ever felt. I went to the doctor and they dismissed it as just cramps. So I waited for my period to be over and went back to the doctor. Turns out I had a life-threatening infection that I had to get surgery for. Which I could have gotten sooner if somebody had bothered to check for it instead of dismissing me.
Pink and blue-collar jobs and how insanely difficult it is to get hired for one if you are the wrong sex. My mill tried to get a job at the local paper mill and was straight up told they only hired men. This is true for many of the higher-paying, rough lines of work like logging, vehicle repair, etc. Men try getting hired as a secretary or teacher. Most don't even want to because the pay is shit, but they would still have difficulty.
My doctor apologized to my husband, not me, for an error in my treatment that put my vagina out of business for a while. I was just sitting there like, my husband hated the guy before, but that solidified it. I immediately switched gyno.
My worth in the workplace being partly due to my skills but mainly how I look. I've faced criticism from bosses saying that I'd just be prettier if I did such and such. It really annoys me that they care about my physical appearance than my competence at work. Never heard that for my male colleagues, but I'm guessing that similar sexist behavior will exist.
People are genuinely surprised when I say that my husband does the ironing.
Not having baby changing stations in men's bathrooms, like what if they're out with the baby and the baby needs a diaper change suddenly and their wife isn't with them. Edit. I now know the definition of RIP inbox.
I'm a property manager, and in my line of work we have to deal with a lot of disgruntled homeowners. Our staff is split about 50-50 between men and women, and everyone is pretty great at their job. It's not uncommon for someone to contact us completely irate over something trivial, and simply not accept the explanation for the problem and solution from a woman on our team. When they're all out of ideas on how to appease the homeowner, a woman on my team can transfer the call to me, a guy, and when I give the exact same explanation my colleague just did, the owner will suddenly accept it and be content.
My mates always tip if it's a waitress serving us, but almost never if it's a waiter. They only tip dudes if they go above and beyond the call of duty. P.S. To avoid any misunderstandings, I don't live in the US. Tipping is totally optional here, especially for small things like coffee.
It's nearly impossible to find a doctor to sterilize me, and I have been refused multiple times, but my husband got a vasectomy with absolutely no pushback. Edit. Please stop. The vasectomies are just so much easier to reverse. No, they have similar reversal success rates as tubal ligations. https:/www.mayoClinic.org/tests-procedures/vasectomy-reversal/about/pack-203845337 https:/www.webmd.com/infertility-and-reproduction/guide/tubal-ligation-reversal.
I was in a graduate class with 8 women and 3 men. The entire time, the male professor only directed questions towards the male students, even cutting female students off as they spoke.
I have twins, and when they were young people would say to me, OMG. You have twins? Your wife must be exhausted. Why? 2 kids, 2 parents. Oh no, wait, that's right, I spend my time in the smoking room at the country club drinking brandy and smoking cigars with the other husbands.
How many people will ask if my husband is babysitting or expect me to be available for potty time whenever he takes his girls out? The sheer number of public men's restrooms without changing stations is ridiculous. My husband is my children's father, not their babysitter.
Only have myself to blame for this one, really. I took my car to the garage the other week, was met by a relatively young woman who turned out to be the mechanic. My initial reaction was that of a small amount of fear, mixed with confusion. Then I wondered why I felt that way. No reason she shouldn't be as competent as a male mechanic, but that subtle sexism is ingrained within our society, so my first instinct was to think, why is there a woman here?
We are allowed to wear shorts if they cover our knees at my job. The female workers immediately get a warning if they wear shorts that are a little bit higher than their knees, but I know multiple men who wear shorts that barely cover their thighs. One girl almost got sent home because she had a hole in her pants on her knee. She got to stay because the hole had got there because of her job.
Every day at work, almost everybody I interact with cuts me off mid-sentence or interrupts me because they think they know what I'm about to say or it's not important. All just because I'm a young woman who looks 14.
I am a man who was raped by a female. I got more chuckles and "men can't be raped by a woman" comments than I'd like to even mention.
Visiting executive from the head office commented that the project assistants, all female, should wear heels. Why don't they wear heels? I don't know. Why don't you?
When my work responsibilities are given to men because 5x8 MDF plywood is too heavy for me, but the men doing it are half my size, twice my age and injured. I'm 5'10", 180 pounds, strong and healthy, but I guess the 65-year-old 5 feet 3 inches old man with a beer belly and recent shoulder surgery is more qualified than me.
Being told to smile by older men in public. Do these men tell other men to smile? I'm genuinely curious. I ask my male friends and they all say no.
It's a basic answer, but sexism in gaming is a pretty common occurrence, and it's not always the classic "get back into the kitchen" scenario. Guys acting suspiciously kind when they know your gender, comments like "let the guys handle this," etc. are really annoying, even though I'm sure none of the guys who say these things mean harm.
My in-laws won't let their daughters cut their hair, wear pants, or message boys online. Their brothers have no such restrictions or appearance mandates.
I work at a doctor's office with 3 male doctors and 1 female doctor. Almost every day I get multiple calls asking for the female doctor without using the term doctor and by first name only, usually mispronounced. No one has ever asked for any of the male doctors in this way.
I'm a female senior psychiatry resident. Does not help that I'm 26 years old either. I always introduce myself as Dr. Blank, but it doesn't stop men from either calling me by my first name, calling me sweetie or honey, or otherwise downplaying my role as a doctor. It's never the women showing that lack of respect.
In my high school, shorts were banned. Girls wore them way too short, so they banned them for everyone. Girls could still wear skirts, though. One guy wore one day and got the shit kicked out of him because the 90s wasn't the utopia people remember it as, so they were banned for guys too.